I've really been enjoying my time on this Marin Pine Mountain, but it needs a dropper post. Luckily, I've got a spare one. Plus, installation should be a breeze because most of it is externally routed. So let's get right to it. This is the PNW Ridge dropper post. PNW actually sent this to me when I was doing my series on the Marin Bobcat Trail. It's got 125 millimeters of travel. It's one of their cheaper models, but it works well, and luckily it's a 30.9 diameter, which is exactly what I need for the Marin Pine Mountain. Now, like I mentioned, installation should be super easy because the only internally routed part is what goes down the seat tube. Pops out here, and then it's external the rest of the way up into the lever. So let's get this antiquated stationary seat post off of here, put the dropper post on, then we can have a lot more fun on the trails. So I will say that this seat post clamp setup is a little bit strange for Marin because you don't have a dropper post, but you also don't have the quick release on the clamp. So if you're never planning on putting a dropper post on it, maybe you're just content climbing to the top of the mountain on a fire road, then you want to drop that post and come down and have some fun, you won't be able to just pop that clamp open, drop the post, and go down. You're actually going to have to use a tool to loosen this thing. On the other hand though, if you are putting a dropper post on like I am, then you've already got that bolt-on clamp and you're a step ahead. Now the installation is pretty straightforward, and the only thing that's really giving me any trouble is just that this cable has been used before, and so it's been clamped down on at the end and clamped down on at the pinch point that holds it at the lever, and it's just kind of bent it a little bit, and it's hard to feed through a couple of the spots that it needs to go through. This lever that you're seeing is the Puget lever from PNW. It's really designed if you're still running a 2x or a 3x drivetrain and you've got that shifter for your left hand. It's kind of a stealth style lever that doesn't interfere with that shift lever. Now I may or may not keep this lever on here because I've also got a loam lever. It's currently on another bike, but it would work really well on this one. All right, now we've got the cable internally routed through the seat tube, the lever is all set up. Now the only thing left to do is to attach it to some of those clamps that run down the bottom side of the down tube. And the easiest way to do that is just to flip the bike over. And this part is really easy. A couple turns with the Allen wrench to loosen it, pop the cable in, tighten them back down. You can get all three done in about a minute. So now we've got a fully functional dropper post that was a breeze to install. We can get that seat out of the way and hit some steep trails like some of the ones I'm going to splice in right here. I'm sure they don't look like much on camera because of the GoPro effect. It is a very real thing. But these are some of the steeper little chutes that you'll find in this area. Basically on the brakes the entire time, trying not to skid out, and getting the seat out of the way and letting the bike move around underneath you makes a huge difference on stuff like this. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video or at least got something useful out of it. If you're riding a Pine Mountain or considering a Pine Mountain, what do you think? Is a dropper post necessary? I guess it depends on the type of riding you're doing. If you're doing more trail riding like I'm doing, you probably would want it. If you're using it more for like adventure rides and bike packing, maybe not necessary. But let me know what you think. Also, stay tuned to this channel. Subscribe if you haven't already done so because there's going to be a full ride and review of this bike. Now that I've gotten some time on it, I'll get a little bit more time on it with the dropper post and then get that video going before I have to send this bike back to Marin. So thank you a lot for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.
Oh God! And stuffed it into that. I'm lucky I didn't go over the bars.